For centuries, deserts have been seen as barren wastelands. But beneath the sands lie discoveries that reshape history. From a massive rift splitting a continent to an enormous geoglyph visible only from above, and ancient cities buried beneath dunes, these are real, documented findings with profound implications. Why have these wonders remained hidden, and what do they reveal about our planet's untold stories? Stay with us as we uncover how these deserts hold secrets that could change how we see the world. The Lost City of Ubar, Oman. The Lost City of Ubar, often called the Atlantis of the Sands, has intrigued explorers and historians for centuries. This ancient city, central to the lucrative frankincense trade in the Arabian Peninsula, was famed for its wealth and grandeur, with towering structures and abundant resources. Ubar's mysterious disappearance has been linked to divine discipline, as mentioned in the Quran, which describes a city with lofty pillars destroyed due to the moral failings of its people. According to legend, Ubar was swallowed by the sands of the Rub al-Khali Desert, the largest uninterrupted sand desert in the world. In the early 1990s, a team led by filmmaker and amateur archaeologist Nicholas Clapp used satellite imagery to trace ancient caravan routes in Oman. Their work led to the discovery of the site of Shisar in the Dhofar province. Here, they uncovered the remnants of an ancient settlement, including a large octagonal fortress and evidence of a dramatic sinkhole collapse. While some researchers believe Shisar could be Ubar, others remain cautious. Archaeologist Yuri Zarins, part of the excavation team, theorized that Ubar may not have been a single city, but a term for a network of settlements tied to the frankincense trade. Additionally, the trade's decline and changing climatic conditions likely contributed to the abandonment of such sites. Today, the site at Shisar draws tourists and scholars alike. While its exact connection to the legendary Ubar remains debated, the discoveries provide a glimpse into the Arabian Peninsula's rich history and the enduring allure of ancient mysteries. But Ubar is just one of many ancient mysteries buried in the sands. What if I told you there's a site even older than the pyramids, challenging our understanding of human history? Stay tuned. Gobekli Tepe. Gobekli Tepe, located in southeastern Turkey, has redefined our understanding of prehistoric human societies. Dating back over 12,000 years, more than 6,000 years older than Stonehenge, and 7,000 years older than the Great Pyramids, this site features a network of circular and oval structures built with massive T-shaped limestone pillars, some nearly 18 feet tall. These pillars are intricately carved with images of lions, bulls, foxes, gazelles, snakes, vultures, and even abstract symbols. Human-like figures also appear, hinting at symbolic or spiritual significance. What's extraordinary is that Gobekli Tepe was built by hunter-gatherers during the pre-pottery Neolithic era, a time long thought incapable of producing such monumental architecture. This challenges the conventional belief that complex religious structures came only after the advent of agriculture. Instead, it suggests communal ritual spaces may have spurred the development of farming. Scholars debate the site's purpose. Archaeologist Klaus Schmidt proposed it was a Stone Age sanctuary for a cult of the dead, with the animals symbolizing guardians. Others suggest the structures could have served multiple roles, from ritualistic to communal. Adding to its significance, recent research suggests some carvings might represent ancient astronomy. One pillar is believed to display the world's oldest solar calendar, documenting a comet strike around 10,850 years before the Common Era. This event may have triggered the Younger Dryas, a mini ice age that likely influenced the development of agriculture in Upper Mesopotamia. This place stands as a remarkable testament to early human ingenuity, offering a rare glimpse into the forces that shaped civilization. Gobekli Tepe rewrote history books, but it's not the only ancient site to reveal humanity's astronomical prowess. What secrets does an ancient Egyptian stone circle hold about our ancestors' connection to the cosmos? Next. Nabta Playa. Deep in Egypt's Nubian desert, Approximately 800 kilometers south of modern-day Cairo lies Nabta Playa, an extraordinary archaeological site that has reshaped our understanding of ancient civilizations. This site, which dates back more than 7,000 years, is home to a remarkable stone circle that predates England's Stonehenge by roughly 2,000 years. The site is not just a random collection of stones. Its intricate alignments suggest it functioned as one of the earliest known astronomical observatories in human history. Researchers believe these alignments were used to pinpoint the summer solstice, a critical event marking the arrival of seasonal rains that were essential for the survival of pastoral communities in the area. By the 7th millennium before the Common Era, Nabta Playa was already a hub of organized settlements. Archaeological evidence reveals the presence of deep wells for water storage, crops under cultivation, and domesticated animals, clear indicators of a thriving community. What makes this even more fascinating is the level of social and scientific complexity reflected in the construction of megalithic structures during this period. It showcases how these early societies had a sophisticated understanding of astronomy, which they skillfully integrated into both their daily lives and spiritual practices. The discovery of Nabta Playa has not only provided profound insights into prehistoric African cultures, but has also challenged long-held assumptions about the development of complex societies. It underscores the pivotal role astronomy played in shaping early human history, offering a new perspective on how ancient peoples connected their lives to the cosmos. While Nabta Playa showcased the precision of early astronomy, Sudan's hidden pyramids reveal the grandeur of ancient civilizations that rival even Egypt. Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Hidden pyramids in Sudan's Nubian desert. Sudan is home to over 255 pyramids, surpassing Egypt's count, and they're found in areas like Marree, Nerui, and Sedinga. Built by the rulers of the Kingdom of Kush, which flourished from 800 years before the Common Era to 100 years into the Common Era, these pyramids were used as royal tombs and reflect a blend of indigenous and Egyptian architecture styles. Unlike the massive Egyptian pyramids, Nubian pyramids are notable for their smaller bases and steep angles, sometimes as sharp as 70 degrees, with burial chambers located underground. Marree, the former capital of Kush, hosts over 200 pyramids spread across its northern, southern, and western cemeteries, which housed monarchs, royal families, and elites. The Western Cemetery, for example, contains over 800 graves, 82 of which are marked with pyramids. At Marree, you'll find over 20 pyramids, including the impressive tomb of King Taharqa, a ruler of both Kush and Egypt during the 25th dynasty. Taharqa's pyramid originally spanned over 51 meters at the base and stood between 40 and 50 meters tall. These structures were constructed over more than 3 centuries, from 670 to 310 years before the Common Era. At Sedinga, discoveries made between 2009 and 2012 revealed 80 small pyramids, some just 30 inches wide, dating to around 1 year before the Common Era. Though less famous than Egypt's pyramids, Nubian pyramids are gaining attention thanks to ongoing archaeological work, which continues to reveal the rich legacy of the Kingdom of Kush. Several tour operators now offer guided trips to these extraordinary sites, allowing visitors to explore this incredible chapter of human history. With Sudan housing more pyramids than Egypt, what do you think makes the Nubian pyramids and their underground burial chambers so overlooked compared to the towering structures of Giza? Let us know in the comments below. Ancient Roman Fort. Gemelli, a fascinating Roman fort on the edge of the Sahara Desert in present-day Algeria, offers a unique glimpse into ancient history. Located about 25 kilometers south of Biskra, and 5 kilometers from the modern village of Malili. The site preserves its Berber heritage through its name. Initially mentioned by Pliny the Elder in connection with Lucius Cornelius Balbus's victory over the Garamantes in 19 BC, Gemella may have been fortified even before Roman control. Later, it became a key frontier outpost, marking the southern boundary or limes of the Roman Empire. A dedication from 126 AD to Emperor Hadrian by a mounted cohort from Syria underscores its strategic importance. Various units, including the cavalry regiment Aela I Pannoniorum, were stationed here over time. The rectangular fort measured 150 by 190 meters, with 3-meter-thick stone walls and reinforced rounded corners. 4 gates and strategically placed towers guarded the fort, while its fully paved courtyard and painted grapevine motifs reveal cultural and architectural sophistication. Beyond the fort, an earth wall enclosed a settlement with notable structures like an amphitheater and temples dedicated to Roman military gods. Artifacts including frescoes, statuettes, and offerings like seashells illuminate the spiritual life of its inhabitants. By the 5th century, Gemelle remained a significant defensive point until the Vandal invasions. While some speculate Emperor Justinian ordered its restoration in 534 AD, no evidence of Byzantine or Christian presence has been found. By the 9th century, Arab historians referred to a site called Mila, possibly Gemelle. Today, the site, known locally as Al-Kasbah, has been largely overtaken by the desert, yet its ruins endure as a testament to the resilience of its builders and inhabitants. As the Roman Empire stretched its borders into harsh terrains, another desert civilization was carving its legacy into stone. What can the ancient city of Hegra teach us about survival and ingenuity? Stay tuned. Ancient city of Hegra. Deep in the deserts of modern-day Saudi Arabia lies Hegra, also called Madain Saleh. This ancient city, built over 2,000 years ago by the Nabateans, features awe-inspiring temples and palaces carved directly into sandstone cliffs. Once a thriving trade hub, Hegra was a key stop on a major international trade route where caravans carried precious goods like spices and frankincense. And the fish is memorable haunted. Local merchants held exclusive rights to these commodities, spreading the wealth and influence of the Nabatean kingdom far and wide. The Nabateans' brilliance in water management allowed them to survive and flourish in harsh desert conditions. Using a sophisticated hydraulic system, they redirected rainwater from nearby mountains into reservoirs and irrigation networks, transforming arid landscapes into fertile oases that supported agriculture and daily life. Hegra was not the Nabateans' only achievement. Their capital, Petra, is world-renowned for its stunning rock-cut architecture and innovative water engineering. Together, these cities demonstrated the ingenuity and resourcefulness of semi-nomadic people who mastered both trade and survival in extreme environments. However, the Nabatean kingdom's prosperity was short-lived. In 106 AD, the Romans annexed their territory, incorporating Hegra and Petra into their empire. Over time, shifting trade routes led to the gradual decline and eventual abandonment of these once thriving cities. Today, Hegra stands as a silent reminder of a remarkable civilization and its enduring legacy. Psychic Tango. Hegra stands as a testament to human adaptability, but in Australia's remote outback, a colossal geoglyph raises a different question. Who created it, and why does it remain such a mystery? Let's dive in. Marree Man. On the remote Finniss Plateau in Australia, about 37 miles from the settlement of Marree, lies the Marree Man, the world's largest geoglyph. Discovered by pilot Trevor Smith in June 1998, this colossal artwork depicts a hunter holding a throwing stick. The figure spans over 2 miles in height, with a total perimeter exceeding 17 miles, making it one of the most astonishing creations ever recorded. The open continued to expand as a geoglyph that were spotted to this day. Scientists believe the geoglyph was made shortly before its discovery, likely using GPS technology and bulldozers over 8 to 10 weeks. However, the identity of its creator remains a mystery. The artwork's lines, etched into the earth, are prone to fading due to the unique soil, requiring periodic restoration to preserve it for future generations. Initial suspicions fell on the Arabana people, the local indigenous group, but they expressed dissatisfaction, viewing it as a desecration of their sacred lands. Wooden stakes found at the site suggest they may have been used for marking the design's outline, pointing to the involvement of an unknown artist or team. While some speculated it was the work of an ancient civilization, the rapid fading of the lines disproved this theory. Intriguingly, despite taking over 2 months to create, the geoglyph went unnoticed by the region's indigenous residents, adding to the enigma. The Marree man captures the imagination with its scale and mystery, but the story of Masada offers an equally dramatic tale of resilience and sacrifice. Next, explore this ancient fortress, become an enduring symbol of defiance. The Fortress of Masada. Rising above the southwestern coast of the Dead Sea in Israel, the Fortress of Masada is a remarkable symbol of resilience and ingenuity. Built over 2,000 years ago by the high priest Jonathan, it gained prominence during the reign of King Herod I. Herod, wary of his enemies, reinforced the fortress with 15-foot-high walls and 37 watchtowers. Perched atop cliffs that rise roughly 1,000 feet on the eastern side, Masada's location offered unparalleled protection. Herod also ensured the fortress could endure a siege, commissioning large food storage facilities and innovative water collection systems. Access to Masada was restricted to a single narrow trail, now called the Snake Path, which is a popular tourist route today. Masada's most dramatic moment came during the First Jewish War in 66 AD, when it became the last refuge against the Roman Empire. For 3 years, the Romans besieged the fortress, eventually breaching its defenses with an enormous embankment and siege platforms. Facing capture, the defenders chose sacrifice over surrender. Today, Masada stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a lasting testament to the courage and determination of its people, and one of Israel's most iconic landmarks. What would you have done if you were among the defenders of Masada, held out against the Romans, or made the ultimate sacrifice like they did? Why? Let us know in the comments below. Ancient water management systems in the Arabian Desert, Saudi Arabia. The Arabian Desert, covering much of Saudi Arabia, is often viewed as barren and unforgiving. Yet, beneath its arid surface lies evidence of remarkable ancient water management systems that enabled past civilizations to flourish in this harsh environment. One of the most ingenious innovations was the Qanat system, underground tunnels designed to transport water from aquifers to surface areas for irrigation and consumption. First developed in ancient Iran, Qanats were widely adopted across the Arabian Peninsula. In Dumat al-Jandal, located in Saudi Arabia's Al-Jawf province, archaeologists have uncovered remnants of these systems, which used gravity to move water over long distances while minimizing evaporation. In addition to Qanats, early Arabian societies built dams and intricate irrigation systems to harness scarce water resources. In southwestern Arabia, spate irrigation systems dating back over 6,000 years captured seasonal floodwaters for agricultural use. These small-scale runoff structures supported crop cultivation, even in the rugged highlands. The Nabateans, an ancient Arab civilization, were masters of desert water management. In Petra, their capital in modern-day Jordan, and across settlements in today's Saudi Arabia, they constructed dams, cisterns, and channels to store and distribute water. This infrastructure sustained agriculture, supported urban populations, and fueled the growth of their society despite the arid surroundings. These systems exemplify the ingenuity of ancient Arabian societies, showcasing how they transformed deserts into habitable and agriculturally productive landscapes. Their techniques remain relevant today, offering lessons in sustainable water use for arid regions worldwide. From water management to sacred geometry, human ingenuity knows no bounds. But what happens when a mysterious geometric symbol appears in the middle of a desert overnight? Stay tuned. Sri Yantra. The Sri Yantra is an ancient Indian symbol representing harmony and interconnectedness, often depicted as interlocking triangles in a symmetrical design. In August 1990, a similar geometric formation was discovered in an unexpected location, the dried-up lakebed of Oregon's desert. During a routine flight, Lieutenant Bill Miller spotted a massive geoglyph, over 1,300 feet wide. Strangely, Miller and other pilots had flown over the same location earlier that day without noticing anything unusual. The colossal design appeared within a single day, with no signs of human activity nearby. Initially, United States authorities withheld the discovery for a month. When the news broke, a group of 4 artists, led by Bill Witherspoon, claimed responsibility, stating they used a garden cultivator and ropes to meticulously create the design. Their explanation attributed its precision to careful planning and measurement. Despite this claim, many experts remain unconvinced. Creating such a flawless geometric design on paper is challenging, but achieving it on such a large scale and so quickly seems almost impossible. This has led to speculation linking the Oregon Yantra to extraterrestrial involvement. The Oregon Yantra remains a captivating mystery. Whether it was a feat of human artistry or something beyond explanation, it stands as a fascinating story from the deserts of the world. The Sri Yantra dazzles with its precision, but the Mojave Desert's metallic enigma leaves us wondering, was it a relic of science, art, or something else entirely? Next, Mojave Megaphone. In the heart of the Mojave Desert in California, perched atop a rocky hill that stands about 100 feet tall, lies a peculiar metallic artifact known as the Mojave Megaphone. Measuring approximately 6 feet in length and weighing over 200 pounds, this fascinating structure has puzzled explorers and researchers alike. Its unique design and mysterious purpose have sparked a flurry of theories, making it one of the desert's most enduring enigmas. Some speculate that this strange object was a relic of American military experiments, possibly used to warn nearby residents about potential hazards. Others suggest it might be part of an old rocket propulsion system, or even a venturi pipe, a device used to measure fluid or gas flow. Another imaginative theory proposes that it could have been a drum, with a stretched skin transforming the metallic form into a primitive musical instrument. However, the most widely accepted explanation ties the Mojave Megaphone to experiments conducted at Edwards Air Force Base in California, where significant research on sound barriers and shock waves took place. It's plausible that this device was used as a measurement tool for these groundbreaking aeronautical studies. Adding to the intrigue is the question of how this hefty object ended up on such an inaccessible site. It appears to have been constructed in 2 separate pieces, leading some to believe that each part was transported to the hill individually. But when you consider the rugged terrain and challenging logistics, this theory only deepens the mystery. The Mojave Megaphone remains one of the most puzzling and captivating desert discoveries of our time, offering a tantalizing glimpse into the unknown and inspiring endless curiosity about its origins and purpose. The Mojave Megaphone sparks debate, but the Sahara offers a quieter revelation. Ancient textiles preserved by time. What do these fabrics tell us about the people who made them? Let's dive in. Ancient textile fabrics preserved in the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert's unforgiving climate has unexpectedly preserved ancient textiles, shedding light on early weaving traditions in sub-Saharan Africa. Among the most notable discoveries are woolen fabrics from Kisi, located in present-day Burkina Faso, which date back to the 1st millennium AD. These textiles, remarkably protected by metal corrosion and burial sites, revealed the significant role cloth played in the region's early societies. Equally fascinating are the findings from the Telem caves along Mali's Bandiagra cliffs. Dating from the 11th to 13th centuries AAD, these textile fragments showcase sophisticated weaving techniques and provide insights into the cultural practices of the era. Such discoveries have reshaped our understanding of textile production in sub-Saharan Africa, revealing a rich legacy of craftsmanship and trade. Thanks to the Sahara's dry conditions, these ancient fabrics have endured the test of time, offering invaluable glimpses into the region's cultural and technological evolution. What do you think these ancient textiles reveal about the importance of clothing and craftsmanship in shaping the identity and trade of early sub-Saharan societies? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Kolmanskop. In the early 20th century, nestled within the arid expanse of the Namib Desert, a fascinating story unfolded in a place called Kolmanskop. This settlement, established near a site where precious minerals were actively extracted, quickly transformed into a thriving hub of activity. Over time, it evolved into a quintessential German-style town, complete with a school, hospital, bakeries, shops, and even an elegant concert hall. These developments provided all the comforts needed for a vibrant community life. By the start of the First World War, diamond mining around Kolmanskop was at its peak, yielding at least 5 million carats of diamonds, a staggering figure for the era. In the year 1920, the population included 344 white settlers alongside 800 local workers, all contributing to the city's growth. However, as the years passed, the diamond reserves began to dwindle. In 1926, a new and richer diamond deposit was discovered about 170 miles away. This led to a gradual exodus as people left Kolmanskop in search of more lucrative opportunities. By 1956, all municipal institutions had closed their doors, and the once bustling town had become eerily silent. Over the next few decades, the desert began reclaiming Kolmanskop, burying its buildings under shifting sands. By 1980, the city was completely abandoned. But Kolmanskop's story didn't end there. The globally renowned De Beers Diamond Company undertook a remarkable effort to restore this historic site. Today, the town stands as an open-air museum, offering visitors a glimpse into its extraordinary past. Travelers can wander through its sand-filled houses and marvel at its unique blend of natural desolation and human ingenuity. Kolmanskop was abandoned to the sands, but White Sands holds another story beneath its surface, footprints that rewrite the timeline of human migration. Ancient footprints in White Sands, New Mexico. In White Sands National Park, New Mexico, an astonishing discovery reshaped our understanding of human history in North America. In 2021, researchers uncovered ancient human footprints along the dried shores of Lake Otero in the Tularosa Basin. These footprints, dated to be between 21,000 and 23,000 years old, push back the timeline of human settlement in North America by thousands of years. Previously, scientists believed humans first arrived on the continent between 13,000 and 16,000 years ago. During the last ice age, this desert was a thriving grassland. The preserved footprints, 61 in total, offer a vivid glimpse into the past, with details like heel impressions and toe pads clearly visible. These tracks are flatter than those of modern humans, likely from individuals who did not wear shoes. Similar to ancient footprints found in Namibia, the site also contains tracks of disappeared megafauna, including Columbian mammoths, giant ground sloths, and predators like American lions and direwolves. One set of human tracks appears to follow a giant sloth, hinting at a hunt and illustrating early human interaction with megafauna. To date the footprints, scientists used radiocarbon analysis on seeds from the aquatic plant Rupia serosa and corroborated the findings with conifer pollen studies and optically stimulated luminescence dating of quartz grains. These methods confirmed the print's age. This discovery suggests humans inhabited North America during the last glacial maximum, far earlier than previously thought, challenging long-held theories and opening new questions about early migration routes and survival strategies. As ancient footprints reveal humanity's earliest steps in North America, A massive hand rises from the Atacama Desert to remind us of our enduring connection to the land and its mysteries. Giant hand. In the heart of the Atacama Desert in northern Chile, the world's driest nonpolar desert, stands the striking Mano del Desierto, or Hand of the Desert. Towering at 11 meters, or 36 feet, this monumental sculpture was created by Chilean artist Mario Irarrázaval and unveiled on the 28th of March, 1992. Commissioned by the local group Corporación Pro Antofagasta, it is located about 75 kilometers, or 46 miles, south of Antofagasta, near kilometer marker 1309 on the Pan-American Highway. Built from iron and cement, the sculpture's exaggerated size symbolizes human vulnerability and helplessness. Irarrázaval's work often uses the human form to evoke emotions like injustice, loneliness, and sorrow. The Hand of the Desert stands as a solemn reminder of human rights violations during Chile's military dictatorship, making it a deeply meaningful landmark. Despite its cultural significance, the sculpture's remote location leaves it prone to vandalism, particularly graffiti. However, local volunteers and organizations periodically restore it, ensuring its preservation. For travelers along Route 5 of the Pan-American Highway, the Hand of the Desert offers a stunning and thought-provoking stop, blending art, history, and reflection in the midst of a barren landscape. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. What if a single encounter could lead to vanishing without a trace? Deep within the world's most remote jungles and hidden islands are tribes so mysterious and secluded that they remain untouched by modern society. Shrouded in secrecy, these communities inspire both wonder and curiosity. Are they guarding ancient wisdom, or does their isolation hide something far more enigmatic? Dive into a world where the unknown reigns, as we explore the stories of one of the most fascinating and elusive tribes ever discovered. Number 15. Sentinelese Andaman Islands. The Sentinels, a tribe living on North Sentinel Island in the Andaman Islands, are known for maintaining their isolation from the outside world and actively protecting their territory. The island's dense tropical forests provide them with natural security, and their population is estimated to be between 15 and 40 individuals. Researchers believe the Sentinels are descendants of early African settlers who arrived approximately 30,000 years ago. Their lifestyle reflects a culture centered on hunting, gathering, and using tools like spears, bows, and canoes. They have also repurposed metal from shipwrecks found on their shores. Due to their choice to avoid contact with outsiders, very little is known about their culture or way of life. Attempts to establish contact, such as offering gifts like tools, food, and jewelry, have not succeeded. The Sentinels accept such gifts cautiously, only if left unattended, and they are known to resist outsiders approaching their island. In 2004, they reportedly fired arrows at a helicopter surveying the area after a tsunami. Tragically, there have been incidents involving fatalities, including one involving John Allen Chau, an American missionary who attempted to make contact. How do you feel about the failed attempts to contact the Sentinelese? Should outsiders continue trying, or should their privacy be respected indefinitely? Comment and chat with me. From the fiercely guarded shores of North Sentinel Island, we now venture deep into the Amazon rainforest, where another tribe fights for survival while fiercely protecting their traditions. Number 14. Kubo Indians. The Kubo Indians, or Desala tribe, are an indigenous group in Brazil's Valdo Javari region of the western Amazon. They are among the few tribes that choose to limit contact with modern civilization. Their first encounter with the Agency for the Protection of Indigenous Peoples in 1972 was marked by challenges, resulting in the tragic loss of life. This incident led to a long period of mutual avoidance between the tribe and outside groups. In 1996, researcher Sidney Polo and journalist Paul Raphael established a cautious relationship with the Kubo, facilitating vaccinations and limited assistance. Despite this, the Kubo maintain a firm stance on protecting their autonomy and preserving their territory. In 2020, a conflict arose with unauthorized loggers encroaching on their land, underscoring the ongoing challenges they face. The tribe continues to use traditional tools and methods to safeguard their way of life. The Kubo sustain themselves through hunting birds, boars, arachnids, and fish, as well as gathering grains. While occasional conflicts with neighboring communities and internal disagreements occur, the Kubo's enduring traditions highlight their resilience and commitment to independence. While the Kubo's resilience speaks volumes about their determination, imagine a group of tribes whose bravery has become legendary, facing not just the wilderness but the fiercest predators. Meet the Naga. Number 13. Naga. The Naga are a fascinating group of people living in the dense jungles of northeastern India near the Myanmar border. They are not a single tribe but a group of 40 related tribes with a population of 2 million. Historically, they have relied on hunting and agriculture for survival. Naga hunters were renowned for their bravery, with legends of their ability to face fierce animals like tigers. Today, they also practice pottery and blacksmithing. In Naga families, men traditionally hold authority, but women have distinct rights and responsibilities, mainly managing household chores and raising children. After marriage, the eldest son inherits the parental home, while the parents build a new house. The Naga's history includes a practice from the past referred to as headhunting, which occurred during inter-community conflicts over territory. This historical practice, now entirely abandoned, was part of their traditions and associated with symbols of achievement, such as tattoos. Today, the Naga are celebrated for their vibrant culture and peaceful way of life. From the dense jungles of northeastern India, we travel to Ethiopia, where an ancient tribe expresses their cultural identity through striking and elaborate body art. Before exploring, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Number 12. Surma. The Surma are an ethnic group primarily residing in Ethiopia, with some settlements in South Sudan. They are divided into 3 tribes: Turga, Chai, and Bada, but share similar customs and values. The Surma engage in cattle breeding and agriculture, maintaining their traditional way of life despite modern influences. This approach sometimes leads to challenges, including governmental pressures from Ethiopia and South Sudan. Although the Surma are open to occasional visits from outsiders, they keep many of their rituals and traditions private. Their customs emphasize appearance, with practices such as intricate body paintings, herbal decorations, and body adornments like ear and nose rings. Surma women are also known for wearing lip plates, a culturally significant tradition. The use of lip plates involves gradually stretching the lower lip to accommodate plates of increasing size. Within their culture, this practice is a meaningful expression of identity and beauty, as well as an important part of their social traditions. While this custom may seem intense to outsiders, it holds deep significance for the Surma, who view the body as a canvas for self-expression, celebrating individuality and pride in their heritage. But what if a tribe's very existence is intertwined with the spiritual power of nature? Next, we'll discover a group that believes the human body mirrors the beauty and strength of trees. Number 11. Asmat. The Asmat tribe, located on the southwestern coast of New Guinea, occupies around 19,000 square kilometers and has a population of about 70,000. They are known for their intricate wood carvings, inspired by their belief in the spiritual power of trees. According to legend, the Asmats were created by Fits, who brought carved wooden figures to life through drumming and singing. The tribe compares the human body to trees, with legs as roots, the torso as the trunk, and the head as the crown. They believe spiritual forces can influence life and longevity. To honor those who pass away prematurely, the Asmats carve statues called Tsibi and perform rituals with drumming and dancing to send them to the afterlife. The statues are then placed in the forest and covered with palm leaves. Some traditional practices tied to older rituals were discontinued in the late 20th century, reflecting contemporary values of compassion and respect for human rights. The Asmat's intricate traditions are deeply rooted in their connection to the land, but now we head to the seas, where a nomadic tribe thrives in harmony with the ocean. Number 10. Moken. The Moken are an Austronesian ethnic group of about 3,000 people living in the Andaman Islands, western Thailand, and the Marree archipelago in Myanmar. They are nomadic and primarily live on wooden boats called kabang, rarely setting foot on land. Adapted to life at sea, they are skilled navigators and exceptional underwater divers. Their larger spleens allow them to hold their breath for minutes while diving, and their eyes are uniquely suited for clear vision underwater. According to legend, their ancestors were ordered to live at sea by a grieving king searching for his lost daughter. Scientists, however, trace their origins to Austronesians from the Marree archipelago in Indonesia, who transitioned from land-based hunting and gathering to sea-based fishing. Moken boats are both homes and workplaces, where families cook, sleep, and navigate the seas. Despite their resilience, life on water is perilous, with natural disasters often claiming lives. Consequently, some tribes have settled on land, leading to a decline in the number of Moken preserving their seafaring traditions. The Moken's life on the water is remarkable. But what about a tribe that lives high in the mountains, where they guard their secrets and traditions with extraordinary hospitality and strength? Number 9. Yali. The Yali tribe lives in the remote highlands of Papua New Guinea, avoiding contact with the outside world. British explorer Benedict Allen first encountered them in 1988 during a challenging journey through the East Sepik province. The Yali greeted him with displays of strength and energetic dances. Nearly 30 years later, in 2017, Allen decided to revisit the Yali. Allen, who has spent his life exploring remote and hazardous regions, has crossed the Amazon, deserts, steppes, and even Antarctica, surviving extreme conditions and dangerous encounters. At 57, he recalled the Yali and prepared for his journey, asking on social media not to be searched for as he ventured into the unknown. After a month without news, Allen was found in November 2017 at an abandoned airstrip in Papua New Guinea. The Yali welcomed him warmly, allowed him to observe their way of life, and even conducted a manhood rite with him. The Yali are hunters and gatherers who uphold their traditions, spiritual beliefs, and way of life, maintaining minimal contact with the outside world to preserve their unique culture. The Yali's remote highlands offer a glimpse into a world few have seen, but now, let's explore a tribe whose striking rituals transform their identity, making them truly unforgettable. Number 8. Skeleton People. The Chimu tribe in Papua New Guinea is celebrated for its distinctive customs. As part of their rituals to expel negative spirits, men paint their bodies black with white overlays, resembling skeletons to symbolize the dead and foster a connection. These rituals are traditionally performed by males, ranging from boys to elders. Historically, the Chimu tribe remained isolated, avoiding contact with outsiders until the 1930s. In recent decades, they have shared their rich culture and traditions with researchers and visitors. Today, the Chimu tribe practices sustainable hunting, agriculture, and gathering. Women play a significant role in managing labor-intensive tasks, while men focus on hunting and cultural rituals. The tribe has embraced tourism as a means of cultural exchange, welcoming visitors and sharing their way of life in return for useful tools and resources. This interaction has fostered better relationships with neighboring communities, promoting peaceful coexistence. The Chimu tribe continues to preserve its unique traditions while adapting to positive changes. If you could visit any of the tribes we explored in this video, which one would it be and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The skeleton people's mesmerizing rituals are a testament to their unique culture. But what if we told you about a group that forges a bond with majestic birds of prey? Enter the Alai Kazakhs. Number 7. Alai Kazakhs. The Alai Kazakhs, a small ethnic group in Russia's Altai Republic, have preserved the ancient tradition of working with golden eagles. Of their 10,000-strong population, fewer than 100 still practice this heritage. Young eagles, under 4 months old, are carefully acclimated to trust and collaborate with handlers, as older birds are harder to adapt. Female eagles are preferred for their size and instincts. Fledglings are gradually introduced to human life through respectful and attentive care, fostering trust. This partnership leads to winter expeditions, where handlers on horseback work with eagles to track wildlife such as foxes, hares, and corsacks in open terrain. The eagles form strong bonds with their handlers, collaboratively showcasing their natural abilities. After 6 to 8 years, the eagles are returned to the wild, where they continue to thrive and contribute to the ecosystem. With lifespans of up to 30 years, this temporary collaboration supports conservation and reflects the deep respect the Alai Kazakhs have for these birds. Originating in the 10th century with Khitan nomads, this tradition remains a cherished cultural legacy. The Alai Kazakhs share a story of collaboration and respect for nature, but next, we'll uncover the traditions of a mountainous tribe that bridges the old and the new in fascinating ways. Number 6. Chimu, or Kuman. The Chimu, or Kuman, is a Papuan ethnic group made up of several dozen tribes living in the central mountainous region of Papua New Guinea, around Kundiawa, at over 2,000 meters above sea level. Their population is estimated to be about 250,000. Most Chimu are social and engage with the outside world, though some tribes maintain traditional lifestyles. Their main activities include agriculture, hunting, and animal husbandry. They grow sweet potatoes and coffee and raise pigs, chickens, and horses. Some tribes still rely on hunting in the tropical forests. Chimu culture features unique rituals, such as the Buglagend, a ceremony held every 5 years, which holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. While many Chimu have adopted Catholicism or Protestantism, they continue to follow traditional customs. Families are traditionally organized around a central home, with additional houses for other family members. In Chimu communities, monogamy is becoming more prevalent. The Chimu are increasingly open to modern influences, cooperating with local authorities and welcoming tourists. The Chimu's vibrant ceremonies are captivating, but now, let's journey to the icy tundras of Siberia, where a resilient group has learned to thrive against all odds. Number 5. Chukchi. The Chukchi are an indigenous group from Northeast Asia, primarily residing in Russia's Chukotka Autonomous Okrug, with a population of approximately 16,000. Their exact origins are uncertain, but they are believed to have settled in the region around the 3rd century BCE. Their traditional way of life has remained largely unchanged, with the addition of schools and hospitals in the 20th century. The Chukchi are categorized into 2 main groups: reindeer herders and coastal hunters. The herders rely on reindeer for meat, milk, and transportation, while the coastal group focuses on hunting marine animals. They traditionally hunted seals and walruses in winter and spring and targeted walruses and whales in summer and autumn. Traditional hunting tools such as harpoons and spears have been replaced by firearms, making hunting more efficient. Their homes, known as yurtas, are polygonal tents covered with reindeer skins, secured with straps, and weighted down with stones to withstand strong winds. Inside, the yurta features a heated living area called yuranga and a front section known as chagan, with a central fire. The living space remains warm enough for light clothing. Although the Chukchi engage with modern civilization, they remain deeply connected to their traditions and customs. Don't miss our next adventure into the world's most mysterious and remote communities. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a story. The Chukchi's way of life is a testament to their adaptability, but in Indonesia, a tribe's connection to its ancestors tells an incredible story of survival and faith. Number 4. Batak. The Batak people, indigenous to Sumatra, Indonesia, primarily inhabit the village of Baragi in the Lake Toba region. Their ancestors migrated from northern Myanmar during the Neolithic era, tracing their roots back to the Himalayas. Over centuries, they have developed a unique culture centered around hunting, farming, gathering, and livestock raising while preserving ancestral rituals. They emphasize beliefs in the afterlife and ancestral connections, with funerals marked by elaborate rituals, dances, and songs. Today, the Toba Batak are peaceful and friendly, living in distinctive homes, speaking their language, and creating jewelry, fabrics, and pottery. Historically, however, they were divided into 4 groups and had a reputation for hostility toward outsiders. Certain historical practices, such as forms of discipline now considered inhumane, have long been abandoned, and the Batak are committed to preserving their culture positively and respectfully. The Batak's ancestral ties remind us of the power of tradition, but what if an entire society was built on the leadership of women? Let's explore the matrilineal world of the Mosuo. Number 3. Mosuo. The Mosuo, a community of about 57,000 people near Lugu Lake in the Himalayas, are known for their distinctive culture and traditions. In their matrilineal society, women hold authority and inheritance passes through the female line. They practice walking marriages where partners do not live together, fostering harmony and reducing conflicts. Children are raised within the maternal family. Coming of age at 13 is an important milestone, marked by a change in clothing. Girls wear skirts and boys wear trousers. Traditional dresses reflect their cultural heritage, and religion blends bond practices, such as ancestor worship and a mother goddess, with Tibetan Buddhism. While tourism has brought modernization, some elders worry about preserving their traditions. The Mosuo's unique way of life challenges conventional norms, but in some remote islands, tribes have created rituals inspired by encounters with an entirely different kind of world. Number 2. Cargo cult. The Indian government strictly prohibits visits to certain islands to protect isolated tribes from external contact. These tribes, like some Melanesian communities, historically interpreted encounters with advanced civilizations through their cultural frameworks. During World War II, U.S. military bases in Melanesia dropped cargo, which some tribes perceived as gifts from deities. Inspired by these events, they replicated actions observed by the soldiers, constructing straw replicas of planes and towers and painting symbols like USA on their bodies. After the war ended and the cargo ceased, some tribes believed the connection to these gifts was disrupted. This phenomenon contributed to the term cargo cult, describing actions based on imitation without understanding underlying processes. The cargo cult's story reflects humanity's endless fascination with the unknown. And speaking of the unknown, our final tribe reveals a legacy tied to one of the greatest civilizations in history. Number 1. Quero. The descendants of the Inca civilization, known as the Quero, still live in a remote part of the Andes in Peru. Their population is estimated to be fewer than 600, classifying them as a vulnerable ethnic group. During conflicts in the late 1980s, the Quero sought refuge in the tropical forests for safety, where they continued to build homes, raise alpacas, and preserve their customs. They also received support from the Peruvian government in the form of essential services like drinking water and basic supplies. While maintaining contact with modern civilization, the Quero actively worked to protect their identity, culture, and spiritual traditions. They emphasize spirituality rather than adhering to a specific organized religion, although some have embraced Christianity through missionary outreach. Their spiritual leaders, often referred to as priests, focus on maintaining their cultural heritage and practices. The Quero remained largely unknown until 1949 when researcher Oscar Nunes encountered them during an expedition in the Andes. He noted their use of a language similar to that of the Incas. According to their oral history, some Inca ancestors survived by retreating into remote forests and mountains, ultimately forming the Quero community. Despite their connection to Inca heritage, the Quero value their reclusive way of life as a means of preserving the legacy of one of history's most influential civilizations. These tribes remind us of the incredible diversity and resilience of human culture. Each one holds a story that connects us to our past and offers insights into our future. If you found today's video interesting, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support is very important to us. Be sure to check out the next video appearing on your screen. You're sure to love the content we bring. Please leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. Thank you for watching and see you in the latest video. What if, just beneath shallow waters, lay an ancient city lost for over a millennium? Or towering dinosaur footprints, preserved for millions of years, suddenly appeared, connecting us to Earth's distant past? Even what if a fleet of Nazi warships, frozen in time, emerged from the depths? These aren't myths, they're real discoveries that have stunned experts and rewritten history. Today we'll reveal 20 extraordinary finds hidden in shallow waters, from a sunken Egyptian city to a forest reappearing after a century. Each discovery holds mysteries, dangers, and surprises. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Danube Fleet. In the summer of 2022, an eerie sight emerged from the Danube River as over 20 sunken Nazi warships resurfaced after nearly 80 years underwater. These vessels, part of Nazi Germany's Black Sea Fleet, were deliberately scuttled in 1944 to prevent them from falling into Soviet hands during World War II. A severe drought drastically lowered the river's water levels, exposing the deteriorated ships, many still laden with unexploded bombs and ordnance. Their sudden reappearance posed serious risks to navigation in nearby communities, forcing Serbian authorities to take urgent action. The removal of hazardous materials proved challenging due to the ship's fragile state and fluctuating water levels. The resurfaced fleet serves as a reminder of the lingering dangers of war, brought back into focus by nature's unpredictable forces. What if I told you that an entire city, spoken of in ancient myths, lay hidden beneath the sea for centuries, until now? Stay tuned. Number 2. The Lost City of Hegra. The discovery of Hegra, also known as Thanos, is a landmark in underwater archaeology. Once a thriving port at the mouth of the Nile, this city sank beneath the Mediterranean Sea in the 8th century of the Common Era. In the year 2000, French archaeologist Frank Gaudio uncovered it in Abu Qur Bay near Alexandria, Egypt. Founded in the 8th century before the Common Era, Hegra was a major trading hub and the mandatory entry point for Greek ships entering Egypt. Ancient historians like Herodotus described it, and legends tied it to Paris and Helen of Troy. Its collapse resulted from earthquakes, tsunamis, and rising sea levels, which caused the ground to liquefy. Using advanced technology like sonar and magnetometers, Gaudio's team located the city at a depth of 45 meters. They uncovered colossal statues, gold coins, bronze vessels, and a stele confirming its identity. Hegra's blend of Egyptian and Greek influences highlights its role in trade and religious pilgrimage, providing a unique window into the ancient world. From ancient ruins hidden beneath the Mediterranean to a forest frozen in time under a man-made lake, the next discovery brings us closer to nature's ability to preserve the past in the most unexpected ways. Number 3. The drowned forest of Lake Tapps. South of Seattle in King and Pierce counties lies Lake Tapps, a man-made reservoir with a fascinating history. Created in 1911 for hydroelectric power, it later became a beloved recreation spot. In 2015, maintenance on its dam required the lake to be drained, uncovering a hidden world beneath its waters. As the lake receded, a century-old railway bridge from 1910 re-emerged, a reminder of the area's industrial past. Even more striking was the appearance of a forest, its lifeless trees standing tall with bare branches, preserved beneath the lake for decades. The drained lake also revealed years of human impact, with discarded items like boat engines, clothing, and beer cans dating back to the 19th century. These discoveries highlighted both natural beauty and the footprint of human activity. If you thought uncovering a forest beneath a reservoir was astonishing, wait until you hear about the city that re-emerged from a drought after thousands of years underwater. But before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Number 4. The Lost City of Zakiku. In 2022, a severe drought in the Kurdistan region of Iraq drained the Mosul Dam reservoir, revealing an extraordinary archaeological find, a 3,400-year-old city from the Mitanni Empire. Known as Zakiku, this Bronze Age city was a significant hub of the Mitanni, who ruled vast parts of the Middle East between 1500 and 1360 before the Common Era. As the waters receded, the remarkably preserved ruins of Zakiku emerged, including massive fortifications, intricately decorated palaces, and temple complexes. Among the most astonishing discoveries were over 100 cuneiform tablets and clay documents, many still intact despite centuries underwater. These artifacts, some dating to the city's height, provide invaluable insights into the daily life, culture, and governance of the Mitanni Empire. What would you want to discover first if you were exploring a 3,400-year-old city that suddenly reappeared after being underwater for centuries, its palaces, temples, or the secrets written on ancient tablets? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5. Galleon San Jose Shipwreck. The San Jose, a 64-gun Spanish galleon launched in 1698, sank on June 8, 1708, near Baru Island off Colombia's coast during a naval battle with British forces. The ship's powder magazines exploded, claiming nearly 600 lives and sending an estimated $17 billion worth of gold, silver, and emeralds to the ocean floor. Its location remained unknown for over 3 centuries until the Colombian Navy, with help from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, discovered the wreck in 2015. The Remus 6000 underwater vehicle confirmed its identity through images of bronze cannons engraved with dolphins. Ownership of the wreck has sparked debate. Colombia claims it as a national treasure. Spain asserts rights based on the ship's origin, and indigenous groups from Bolivia and Peru argue the treasure contains resources taken from their lands. In 2024, Colombia began efforts to recover and catalog the artifacts, with plans to exhibit them in a museum to showcase their historical significance. What if a river drying up revealed footprints from creatures that roamed Earth over 100 million years ago? Let's take a closer look. Number 6. Dinosaur footprints in Texas. In the summer of 2022, a severe drought in Texas dried up the Paluxy River in Dinosaur Valley State Park near Glen Rose, uncovering dinosaur footprints over 100 million years old from the early Cretaceous period. The tracks belong to 2 species, a Crocantosaurus, a 15-foot-tall, 7-ton predator, left sharp-clawed, 3-toed impressions. Alongside these were the footprints of Sauroposeidon protels, a herbivore over 60 feet tall and weighing up to 60 tons, with massive, elephant-like tracks. Preserved in limestone, the footprints survived due to the area's ancient muddy sediment, which protected them beneath layers of sediment and water. This drought offered a rare chance for researchers and visitors to study these traces of prehistoric life, though park officials noted they would soon be reburied as water returned. This event highlights how changing climate conditions can unexpectedly uncover remnants of Earth's distant past, providing valuable insights into ancient ecosystems. What happens when a routine landscape project uncovers a predator from the Jurassic era? This find is one for the history books. Number 7. Ichthyosaur. In 2021, a routine landscape project at Rutland Water Nature Reserve in England uncovered a discovery straight from the Jurassic era. During the draining of a lagoon, conservation team leader Joe Davis stumbled upon the fossilized remains of a colossal ichthyosaur, a marine reptile that dominated ancient oceans 180 million years ago. Measuring an extraordinary 32 feet in length, this fossil is the largest of its kind ever found in the United Kingdom and the first specimen of its species discovered in the region, known as the lizardfish. The ichthyosaur was a powerful predator, equipped with a streamlined body and formidable jaws that made it an efficient hunter in prehistoric seas. Excavating the fossil was no small feat. The process involved removing a massive 1-ton block of clay to preserve the 6-foot-long skull. This remarkable find not only highlights the rich prehistoric history of the region but also offers new insights into the marine ecosystems of the Jurassic period. Could immortality really exist? Meet the creature that might hold the secret to living forever. Number 8. The immortal jellyfish. The immortal jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii has amazed scientists with its ability to reverse aging. This tiny jellyfish can transform its mature cells back into a juvenile state through a process called transdifferentiation, effectively restarting its life cycle and potentially avoiding death from old age. Although first described in 1883, its regenerative abilities weren't discovered until the 1980s when marine biology students observed this phenomenon in a lab. In 2022, genomic studies identified specific genetic traits responsible for its unique rejuvenation process, sparking interest in human aging and cellular regeneration research. Originally found in the Mediterranean Sea, the species has spread globally, likely through ship ballast water. Despite its wide range, its small size and elusive life cycle make it challenging to study in the wild. The discovery of it has opened new doors in biological research, offering insights into aging and the potential for regeneration in more complex organisms. What hidden stories do ancient ruins reveal when drought uncovers them? This outpost has plenty to say. Number 9. A Roman outpost. In the rugged terrain of northwestern Spain, the Lima River basin unveiled a remarkable chapter of history during the severe drought of 2022. As water levels dropped, the extensive ruins of a Roman military camp, known as Aquis Quirquennis, emerged, offering archaeologists a rare opportunity to explore the reach of the Roman Empire. Dating back to 75 AD, this camp was a crucial outpost during Rome's expansion across the Iberian Peninsula. Designed to house 600 soldiers, the complex included barracks, granaries, a hospital, a temple, and even a bathhouse. Strategically positioned, it helped the Romans secure the region and protect vital supply lines. The drought allowed archaeologists to meticulously document the site, revealing well-preserved floors, foundations, and intricate construction details. These ruins provide a vivid look at the daily life of Roman soldiers stationed on the empire's frontier, shedding light on their routines, infrastructure, and the enduring legacy of Roman engineering in remote corners of Europe. If you could step into the daily life of a Roman soldier at Aquis Quirquennis, would you explore their barracks, visit the temple, or relax in the bathhouse first? What fascinates you most about how they lived? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. The reemergence of the Temple of Santiago. In the heart of Mexico lies a remarkable architectural relic, the Temple of Santiago, also called the Temple of Quichula. Built in the 16th century by Dominican friars, this grand place of worship was submerged in 1966 when the Nezahualcóyotl Reservoir was created. For decades, it remained hidden beneath the waters, seemingly lost to history. However, periods of drought have revealed the temple's haunting beauty. Most notably in 2002, record low water levels fully exposed the structure, allowing visitors to walk through its ancient halls. This rare event offered an extraordinary glimpse into the past, as tourists explored the temple and even dined within its centuries-old walls. When water levels permit, the partially submerged temple attracts visitors who enjoy boat rides to marvel at this architectural wonder rising from the depths. The Temple of Santiago remains a striking testament to the interplay of human history and the forces of nature, captivating all who encounter it. Deep beneath the ocean lies a world full of mysteries, some so strange they defy explanation. Let's uncover one of these bizarre findings. Number 11. Mysterious Purple Orb. In July 2016, researchers aboard the exploration vessel Nautilus made an extraordinary discovery near California's Channel Islands. Using remotely operated vehicles equipped with live feed cameras, they encountered a mysterious purple orb nestled beneath a rocky ledge at a depth of over 5,300 feet. Measuring roughly 2 inches in diameter, the vibrant orb stood out against the ocean floor. Initial observations suggested it could be a pleurobranch, a mollusk related to nudibranchs, or perhaps an entirely new species of gastropod. To study it further, the research team used the ROV suction device, known as the slurp, to collect the specimen. Once aboard, the orb began to unfurl, revealing 2 distinct lobes that offered additional clues to its classification. The specimen was sent to the Harvard Museum of Comparative Zoology for RNA and DNA sequencing, a painstaking process that can take months or years to confirm a species' identity. This discovery highlights the vast potential of unexplored marine ecosystems and the ongoing efforts of vessels like the Nautilus to unravel the mysteries of the deep sea. Could a structure older than Stonehenge hold the key to ancient secrets? Let's step into a prehistoric marvel. Number 12. Guadalperal Dolmen. In the heart of Spain lies a prehistoric marvel, hidden for thousands of years until revealed by the forces of nature. The Guadalperal Dolmen, often called the Spanish Stonehenge, is a breathtaking megalithic structure that dates back an estimated 7,000 years. Comprising 150 granite standing stones, some towering over 6 feet, it forms a circular arrangement reminiscent of England's iconic Stonehenge, but predates it by centuries. The ancient builders demonstrated remarkable ingenuity, transporting massive granite stones across great distances. Yet, the purpose of this impressive structure remains shrouded in mystery. Archaeologists speculate it might have served as a tomb, a site for religious ceremonies, or even a hub for trade due to its proximity to a river. The modern history of the dolmen is equally fascinating. First excavated in the 1920s by German archaeologist Hugo Obermeier, its significance was initially overlooked. In 1963, the site was submerged under the Valdecañas Reservoir during its construction. For decades, the dolmen was hidden beneath the waters, with only the tallest stones visible above the surface. It wasn't until a severe drought in 2019 that the Guadalperal Dolmen fully reemerged, reigniting public interest in efforts to preserve this incredible link to Europe's ancient past. What if I told you there's a river that flows beneath the sea, and it's rewriting what we know about the ocean floor? Number 13. Underwater river in the Black Sea. In August 2010, scientists from the University of Leeds revealed a groundbreaking discovery beneath the surface of the Black Sea, an underwater river flowing along the seabed. This undersea current is formed by dense, salty water from the Mediterranean entering the Black Sea through the Bosphorus Strait, carving a channel into the ocean floor with features strikingly similar to terrestrial rivers, including rapids and waterfalls. The scale of this underwater river is extraordinary. In places, it reaches depths of up to 115 feet and spans nearly 1 kilometer in width. Its flow rate is astonishing, carrying water approximately 350 times faster than the River Thames. This river plays a critical role in marine ecosystems, transporting oxygen and nutrients from the Mediterranean to the depths of the Black Sea. These essential resources support marine life in areas otherwise considered inhospitable. Additionally, the river's erosive force shapes the seabed, creating canyons and influencing sediment distribution. Advanced sonar mapping and robotic submersibles allowed researchers to study this dynamic underwater system, revealing its flow patterns and geological impact. The discovery highlights the hidden complexities of our planet's oceans, offering new insights into marine geology, biology, and the intricate connections within underwater environments. Next, explore a forgotten graveyard of vintage cars under a drained lake. How did they get there, and why? Stay tuned. Number 14. Vintage cars at Hiram Reservoir State Park. In 2021, a severe drought in Utah unveiled an eerie spectacle at Hiram Reservoir State Park. As water levels dropped to unprecedented lows, dozens of vintage cars from the 1940s emerged from the muddy shore, their rusted frames creating a surreal underwater cemetery. In total, 56 submerged vehicles were revealed, sparking curiosity about their strange history. The origins of this peculiar sight trace back to the 1950s when the reservoir faced severe erosion along its banks, Engineers seeking a practical solution turned to a local car dealer who suggested using old, damaged vehicles as reinforcement. The state approved the plan, purchasing over 50 cars, including sedans, jeeps, and trucks from the 1940s and 50s, and submerging them along the reservoir's edges. Today, the rusting remains of these cars, complete with chrome grills, tail fins, and decaying interiors, offer a haunting glimpse into a bygone era. This discovery not only reveals a creative yet unconventional approach to engineering, but also serves as a striking reminder of the reservoir's mid-century history. Could an entire community exist beneath one of the world's brightest cities? Let's explore the hidden world of the Mole people. Number 15. The Mole people. Beneath the dazzling lights of Las Vegas lies an unseen world inhabited by a group often referred to as the Mole people. These are not mythical creatures but real individuals who have made their homes in the extensive network of tunnels and underground passages that crisscross the city's subsoil. The Mole people are a diverse group that includes homeless individuals, runaways, and those seeking to escape the bad realities of surface life. For them, the underground offers a rare sense of privacy and community, though life in these tunnels is fraught with challenges. The spaces are often unsafe, lack necessities, and are legally off-limits for habitation. The plight of the Mole people gained broader recognition in the 1990s when journalist Jennifer Toth published her book Life Underground, documenting similar communities beneath New York City. Her work brought attention to the hidden struggles of those living in urban undergrounds. In Las Vegas and beyond, these communities continue to exist on society's margins, adapting to a world far removed from the bustling city streets above. Their stories offer a poignant glimpse into the lives of those who seek refuge in the most unexpected of places. Would you dare to explore the underground tunnels of Las Vegas to see how the Mole people live? Or would you rather hear their stories from a distance? What surprises you most about their lives? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Number 16. Space Shuttle Columbia. In the heart of Texas, an extraordinary piece of space exploration history emerged from the depths of Lake Nacogdoches during a severe drought in the summer of 2011. As water levels dropped, a strange, glowing object was revealed along the muddy shoreline. Upon closer examination, experts identified the artifact as a cryogenic tank from the ill-fated Space Shuttle Columbia. Measuring approximately 4 feet in diameter, the tank had been designed to store supercooled oxygen and hydrogen, which powered the shuttle's electrical systems during its missions. Its unexpected discovery served as a reminder of the events of February 1, 2003, when the Columbia disintegrated upon re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. Debris from the shuttle was scattered across southern states, and Lake Nacogdoches became one of many sites where fragments were recovered. Could an ancient river hide spiritual treasures beneath its surface? This discovery will take you back centuries. Number 17. Ancient Buddhists emerged from the Yangtze. In the heart of China, the Yangtze River, a lifeline of culture and history, revealed an extraordinary treasure during the country's worst drought in over 50 years. As water levels dropped, 3 ancient Buddha statues, believed to be more than 600 years old, emerged from the riverbed. These stone sculptures depict a serene monk seated on a lotus pedestal, flanked by 2 celestial attendants, standing as powerful symbols of Buddhism's enduring legacy in the region. Historians attribute the statues to the Ming or Qing dynasties, periods when Buddhist teachings thrived along the Yangtze's banks. The religion, introduced to China from India by devoted pilgrims and scholars, deeply influenced the area for centuries. These sacred relics remained hidden beneath the river's waters, their stories preserved through local oral traditions. The statue's reappearance has drawn both curious visitors and devoted worshippers, reconnecting modern China with its ancient spiritual heritage and offering a rare glimpse into a time when Buddhism shaped life along the mighty Yangtzes. How does a relic from World War II remain hidden for decades, only to reappear when nature changes course? Let's find out. Number 18. Legacy of War on Italy's Po River. In the summer of 2022, an alarming discovery emerged from the dried banks of Italy's Po River, which had reached historic low water levels due to severe drought. Local fishermen uncovered a relic from World War II, a massive 450-kilogram bomb buried beneath the river for more than 70 years. The device, identified as a British-made MC bomb, was likely intended to target enemy ships and submarines but failed to detonate, settling into the river's muddy depths. As the drought exposed the bomb's corroded casing, authorities launched a swift and meticulous operation. Bomb disposal experts carefully excavated the device while more than 3,000 residents in the surrounding area were evacuated to ensure safety. The successful removal of the bomb not only averted a potential disaster but also served as a stark reminder of the long-lasting impact of war, hidden in unexpected places. What if the Earth itself could warn us about hardships through hidden messages? These stones carry words from the past. Number 19. Hunger stones. In the summer of 2022, an unsettling discovery emerged from the drying rivers of the Czech Republic. As water levels dropped to alarming lows, ancient stones known as hunger stones were revealed. These stones, some dating as far back as the 15th century, bear haunting inscriptions carved by past generations during times of extreme drought. The markings on these stones serve as stark reminders of the suffering endured when rainfall was scarce and crops failed. Many stones are inscribed with the years they were exposed and the corresponding water levels, chronicling centuries of climate challenges. Perhaps the most shocking are messages directed at those who discover them, including the phrase, "If you see me, cry." These hunger stones are not just relics of history, they are powerful symbols of the hardships faced by communities dependent on the natural world. Have you ever wondered what treasures lie beneath one of the world's most famous waterfalls? You won't believe what engineers found. Number 20. A son of coins at Niagara Falls. In 1969, engineers took on an extraordinary task at Niagara Falls. The United States Army Corps of Engineers temporarily dammed the Niagara River to stop the flow of the American Falls. This ambitious project aimed to clear the buildup of talus at the base and assess the stability of the rock face, which had raised concerns about erosion. However, what the drained river revealed left observers stunned: a glittering trove of coins, millions in total, scattered across the rocks. For generations, visitors to Niagara Falls have followed the tradition of tossing coins into the water, believing it brings good luck and ensures a return to this iconic site. Experts estimated that nearly 1 million coins had accumulated over the decades, including pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and even rare mid-dollar coins. Some dated back to the 19th century, reflecting the long history of those drawn to this natural wonder. The coins were carefully collected and documented, providing a fascinating glimpse into the lives and traditions of the countless visitors enchanted by Niagara Falls over the years. This remarkable discovery is a testament to the enduring allure of one of the world's most famous destinations. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. In 2014, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS rose during a time of chaos, swiftly seizing vast territories and committing widely condemned acts. Among their violations, the Yazidis, a peaceful ethnic minority in Iraq, became the target of a campaign recognized as genocide. Families faced displacement, exploitation, and efforts to erase their identity. This dark chapter of history raises critical questions: what fueled these events? And how did the Yazidis survive such unimaginable challenges? Beyond the suffering, this is also a story of resilience and hope. Join us as we uncover the darkest side of ISIS. But how did individuals endure and rise above such devastation? Let's hear from those who lived through the darkest moments. Survivor stories and personal narratives. In August 2014, Faru, a young Yazidi man, and his family tried to escape Sinjar amid rising danger. Their journey was filled with challenges, leading to their capture and significant hardships. Faru eventually escaped, finding safety but still suffers from being separated from his family. Lamia al-Bashar faced similar struggles. After 2 years of adversity, she escaped with others, surviving a difficult journey that deeply affected her. Now, Lamia advocates for the Yazidi community, highlighting their ongoing struggles. Stories like Faru's and Lamia's highlight the resilience of Yazidi survivors. Many remain in displacement camps, mourning their losses and hoping for a safer future. The plight of those still missing calls for global action and support. Their escape story is heartbreaking. If you could send him one message of hope, what would it be? Comment and chat with me. These personal stories offer just a glimpse into the human cost of ISIS's actions. But how did such large-scale atrocities unfold, and what drove these campaigns of terror? Historical campaigns and large-scale atrocities. In August 2014, an armed group attacked Sinjar, a predominantly Yazidi town, causing significant disruption and displacement in the Nineveh plains. Local defense forces faced resource shortages, leaving the Yazidi community vulnerable. Thousands fled to Mount Sinjar, facing challenges due to limited resources, while the elderly, women, and children experienced increased vulnerability. The United Nations and other organizations reported these events as serious violations of human rights. The Yazidi community was reportedly targeted due to cultural and religious differences, with incidents spreading to nearby villages such as Kucho and Hardin, resulting in numerous casualties on August 15, 2014. Earlier, in June 2014, a similar incident occurred at Camp Speicher's military base, resulting in widespread casualties. The aftermath contributed to spreading fear and asserting control as part of broader efforts to suppress opposing groups. Reports by the United Nations and Human Rights Watch document these incidents, corroborating survivor accounts. The emotional and cultural impact on the Yazidi community underscores the importance of addressing these issues to prevent future occurrences. As the Yazidis fled to Mount Sinjar in search of safety, the horrors they left behind only deepened. What tactics did their oppressors use to dismantle their identity and culture? Tactics and systematic oppression. The Yazidi community faced severe persecution by ISIS, which sought to disrupt their cultural and religious identity. Yazidis were subjected to intense pressure to abandon their beliefs and faced dire consequences for resistance. Individuals who complied were monitored, while others experienced tragic outcomes. Accounts of Yazidis practicing their traditions under duress were used in propaganda to highlight ISIS's influence. Human rights violations against Yazidi women included family separations and coerced arrangements. Survivors such as Nadia Murad have shared their experiences, emphasizing the breakdown of family structures and the climate of fear, which the United Nations has strongly condemned. ISIS also targeted significant Yazidi cultural landmarks, including the Shikan Shrine, aiming to weaken historical and cultural ties. UNESCO has described these acts as deliberate efforts to harm humanity's shared heritage, impacting both tangible sites and the spiritual identity of the Yazidi people. Despite these hardships, the Yazidi community continues to demonstrate resilience, preserving their identity and working to rebuild their lives, showcasing extraordinary strength in overcoming adversity. Behind these acts of oppression lay a calculated strategy. But what fueled the expansion of this extremist network, and how did they draw recruits? Before exploring, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Structural organization and recruitment approaches. Extremist organizations like ISIS not only engage in violent activities but also employ sophisticated recruitment strategies, especially online. They have exploited social media platforms to disseminate content aimed at influencing vulnerable individuals, taking advantage of algorithms to amplify their reach. Young people searching for purpose or belonging were often targeted, leading some to make harmful decisions influenced by misleading narratives. Children were also impacted and exposed to harmful messages early on, which disrupted their development and caused lasting psychological harm. These challenges emphasize the urgent need for stronger preventive measures by governments and social media platforms to safeguard individuals and restrict the spread of harmful content. Addressing these issues requires collective societal effort and innovative approaches. As ISIS mastered the digital world to recruit the vulnerable, their shadow extended beyond ideology. What financial networks kept their operations alive, despite global efforts to cut them off? Economic frameworks and resource channels. ISIS established a financial network using unauthorized methods to fund its operations. At its peak, the group controlled areas in Iraq and Syria, generating revenue through oil smuggling, unauthorized taxation, and coerced contributions. They utilized intermediaries to transport oil, earning substantial daily revenue despite international efforts to disrupt these operations. Unauthorized fees were levied on local businesses, agriculture, and transportation, creating financial strain on the population to sustain their activities. The financial network supported illicit activities and was also used to provide limited public services to exert control over communities. These operations extended internationally, contributing to affiliates in various regions. The scale and reach of these illegal activities highlight the need for international collaboration to address such threats and prevent harm. Money fueled their actions, but innovation in warfare kept their influence alive. What unconventional tactics did they deploy to maintain their grip? Non-conventional weaponry and irregular warfare. Between 2014 and 2017, conflict zones experienced over 50 incidents involving hazardous materials. These events impacted both military and civilian populations, leading to health issues and significant distress. In 2016, near Mosul, individuals, including children, were affected by exposure to such materials. Survivors shared accounts of the emotional and psychological toll, describing how their lives were disrupted by these incidents. These events underscored the adaptability of certain groups, which persisted until their territorial influence diminished after 2017. The use of unconventional methods, including improvised devices and tactics, caused widespread disruption and challenges for affected communities. This highlights the importance of international cooperation and advanced strategies to prevent similar incidents in the future. Collaborative societal efforts are essential to strengthen safeguards and promote safety for all. Their use of non-conventional methods left scars on communities. But how did ISIS govern the territories under their control, and what impact did their rule have on everyday lives? Administration and societal control in dominated regions. When ISIS gained control of territories in Iraq and Syria, they implemented strict governance based on their interpretation of religious laws to establish authority. In Iraq, UK, their administrative hub, regulations affected daily life, including mandatory conservative dress codes for women, restrictions on business hours during prayer times, and bans on certain products such as alcohol and cigarettes. Patrols enforced these rules, initially reducing crime and creating an appearance of order but significantly limiting personal freedoms. These policies strengthened ISIS's control, attracted some supporters, and curtailed opposition. Administrative systems resembling a government were introduced to oversee healthcare, education, and public services. Hospitals operated under new guidelines, and school curricula were revised to align with ISIS ideology. Economic activities were regulated to generate revenue and create dependence within the population. Expressions of dissent were suppressed, contributing to an atmosphere of fear. As resources diminished and military challenges mounted, ISIS's systems began to deteriorate, leaving significant difficulties for affected communities. Recovery requires resilience, trust building, and addressing the hardships experienced by the population. As their territorial control diminished, their reach only seemed to grow. How did ISIS adapt to a global stage, spreading its influence beyond borders? International networks and outreach. After losing control of territories in Iraq and Syria, ISIS shifted its focus to global expansion by forming regional branches, referred to as wilayat in areas such as West Africa and Southeast Asia, adapting its activities to local contexts. In West Africa, ISIS collaborated with groups like Boko Haram, which rebranded as the Islamic State West Africa Province, according to a United Nations report. In Southeast Asia, ISIS-associated groups temporarily occupied Marree in the Philippines in 2017, leading to significant disruption before government forces regained control. In Europe, ISIS's online campaigns influenced certain individuals, demonstrating their ability to disseminate messages across borders. Despite losing large territories, ISIS remains active by decentralizing operations and exploiting local instability, continuing smaller-scale activities in Iraq and Syria. In remote areas like the Syrian desert, ISIS has established facilities to influence and mobilize individuals. Instability in other regions also supports their presence. The continued activity of ISIS underscores ongoing concerns, with incidents across multiple regions presenting persistent challenges in countering extremist ideologies. Coordinated counter-terrorism efforts by governments and international organizations are essential to address these threats effectively. Their global activities kept them relevant, but their actions also left a lasting mark on humanity's shared history. What irreplaceable cultural treasures were lost in the process? Damage to cultural and historical landmarks. ISIS caused extensive harm to people and cultural heritage by targeting ancient monuments and artifacts they considered incompatible with their beliefs. They destroyed numerous significant historical sites, including Palmyra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Syria, often referred to as the Pearl of the Desert in 2015, structures such as the Temple of Bel and the Arch of Triumph, which had stood for over 2,000 years, were destroyed in opposition to pre-Islamic history. Other important sites, including Nimrud and Jonah's tomb in Mosul, were also targeted. Museums suffered losses, and artifacts were illicitly traded on the black market to fund further activities. These actions resulted in global cultural losses, erasing irreplaceable parts of human history. Efforts to protect cultural heritage intensified, with UNESCO, Interpol, and the United Nations collaborating to safeguard remaining sites and recover artifacts. In 2017, the United Nations passed Resolution 2347, emphasizing international cooperation in preserving cultural heritage. If you were a global leader, how would you prioritize rebuilding communities after such devastation? Drop your ideas in the comments and let's start a meaningful conversation. The loss of history was devastating, but could justice bring some closure? How has the international community responded to hold ISIS accountable? Judicial interventions and global policy reactions. The global justice system is holding ISIS members accountable, emphasizing that those responsible for atrocities must face consequences. A notable case was the 2021 German trial of Taha al-Junali, the first ISIS member convicted of genocide against the Yazidis. He was found guilty of crimes, including subjecting a Yazidi woman and her young daughter to inhumane conditions, which they did not survive. Germany, home to the largest Yazidi diaspora outside Iraq, has led these efforts using universal jurisdiction laws, allowing crimes such as genocide to be tried regardless of where they occurred. According to a 2022 Human Rights Watch report, Germany has initiated over 20 trials against former ISIS members. These trials not only serve justice but also provide survivors with a platform to share their experiences, ensuring their voices are heard. The international community has recognized the atrocities against the Yazidis as genocide. In 2016, the United Nations, supported by the United States, the United Kingdom, and the European Union, formally acknowledged ISIS's actions as genocide. This recognition strengthens accountability, reparations, and a global commitment to prevent such crimes. Organizations like UNITAD have played a key role in gathering evidence and supporting prosecutions. For survivors, recognition represents a step toward healing and underscores the need for reparations and support. Activists, including Nobel laureate Nadia Murad, stress the importance of preventing future atrocities against any community. In Iraq, efforts to rebuild Yazidi communities and provide psychological support continue despite ongoing challenges. Accountability is crucial. But for communities like the Yazidis, the struggle has always been about survival. What historical challenges shape their resilience? Historical challenges faced by minority communities. The Yazidis have historically faced significant challenges due to their unique religious identity, which blends elements of ancient Zoroastrianism, Islam, and Christianity. Often misunderstood, they have faced pressures to assimilate and misconceptions regarding their cultural practices, including their reverence for Melek Taus, the peacock angel. During Saddam Hussein's rule, many Yazidis were displaced from their traditional lands, and efforts were made that impacted their cultural identity. Despite these adversities, they preserved their language, Kurmanji, and maintained religious traditions like pilgrimages to Lalish, their most sacred site. This resilience has enabled them to rebuild their community after each challenge. Historically, the Yazidis have received less international attention compared to other groups, highlighting the need for greater awareness of the struggles smaller communities face in seeking support. Their survival underscores the importance of protecting minority groups and raising awareness about human rights. If you find value in exploring untold stories like this, hit that button to support our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into global issues. The Yazidi story is one of survival, but the global impact of ISIS's actions raises broader questions. How have these events shaped security and human rights worldwide? Implications for security and human rights worldwide. The rise of an extremist organization significantly influenced the Middle Eastern conflict and shaped global counterterrorism strategies. Unlike earlier groups, this one sought territorial control and exerted wide-reaching influence, affecting regions globally. Their use of modern technology and coordinated actions prompted nations to strengthen security, enhance surveillance, and improve international intelligence cooperation. By 2020, much of Europe's counterterrorism efforts focused on addressing these complex challenges. The group's activities contributed to regional instability, exacerbated humanitarian issues, and created significant societal divides. In Iraq and Syria, their actions had long-term effects that required sustained efforts to address. A notable attack on the Yazidi community underscored the gravity of the situation, leading to international coalitions, like Operation Inherent Resolve, uniting to diminish their influence. Under their control, freedoms were significantly curtailed and many individuals, including women and children, faced considerable hardships. Cultural landmarks were damaged, and reports indicated that thousands of children were deeply affected. Survivors, such as Nadia Morad, have courageously shared personal accounts to raise awareness about the long-term impacts of such events. The lessons from this dark chapter are many. But how can the world prevent such atrocities in the future? Human rights violations by ISIS. An event impacted the Yazidi community in the village of Kucho on August 15th, leading to significant challenges for the community. Many individuals faced losses and displacement, with women and children being among those most affected. Many sought refuge in the Sinjar Mountains under harsh conditions with limited resources, creating difficulties for vulnerable groups. The Yazidi community faced attacks that sought to suppress their cultural and religious identity, including the targeting of important cultural sites such as the Shikhan Shrine. Efforts to protect these sites were met with significant challenges. Women and children experienced hardships, including separation from family members and the need to adapt to unfamiliar circumstances. Many women faced coerced changes in their personal lives, impacting Yazidi identity and cultural continuity. As they rebuild, survivors face new battles. What strategies and justifications did ISIS use to inflict such harm in the first place? Continuing challenges faced by the Yazidi community. The challenges faced by the Yazidis continued long after 2014, with approximately one-third of the abducted women and girls still unaccounted for. Some escaped or were rescued, while others were released under rare circumstances. Many still face significant difficulties, with ongoing reports of human rights violations in recent years. The near-total defeat of ISIS in 2019 marked a step toward justice, including the conviction of Taha al-Junali in 2021 for crimes against the Yazidis. It is estimated that thousands of Yazidis lost their lives, while others were abducted or subjected to forced labor. These events are considered significant human rights violations of the 21st century for such a small community. Efforts to suppress Yazidi cultural and religious identity, including forced religious conversions and the destruction of sacred sites, have had a profound and lasting impact. Recognized by multiple nations and organizations, the effects of these events persist as many remain missing and recovery efforts continue. The justifications behind these actions only deepen the tragedy. But as we reflect on this story, what can we learn to ensure history doesn't repeat itself? Strategies employed by ISIS and their claimed rationales. A survivor shared that some within ISIS believed they could forcibly influence beliefs through coercive actions. She endured significant hardship, and many others were taken to ISIS-controlled locations, where they faced exploitative practices. These activities aimed to gain influence among certain demographics in the region. Reports indicate that victims suffered severe rights violations, being exploited in both public and private settings. ISIS justified their actions with interpretations of their beliefs, framing them as adhering to their principles. Reports also suggest these actions were carried out under the guise of religious or ideological motives, causing widespread harm to affected individuals. The story of the Yazidis and the rise of ISIS holds lessons for all of us. How can we collectively act to protect vulnerable communities and preserve humanity's shared heritage? Share your thoughts below. If you found today's video interesting, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support is very important to us. Be sure to check out the next video appearing on your screen. You're sure to love the content we bring. Please leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the latest video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time. For centuries, deserts have been seen as barren wastelands, but beneath the sands lie discoveries that reshape history. From a massive rift splitting a continent to an enormous geoglyph visible only from above, and ancient cities buried beneath dunes, these are real, documented findings with profound implications. Why have these wonders remained hidden, and what do they reveal about our planet's untold stories? Stay with us as we uncover how these deserts hold secrets that could change how we see the world. The Lost City of Ubar, Oman. The Lost City of Ubar, often called the Atlantis of the Sands, has intrigued explorers and historians for centuries. This ancient city, central to the lucrative frankincense trade in the Arabian Peninsula, was famed for its wealth and grandeur, with towering structures and abundant resources. Ubar's mysterious disappearance has been linked to divine discipline, as mentioned in the Quran, which describes a city with lofty pillars destroyed due to the moral failings of its people. According to